Hi, my name is David Black-Schaffer, and welcome to Scalable Learning. I'm going to take a few minutes of your time in this introductory video, show you what flipped classroom teaching is, how important active learning is for your students, help you getting started with Scalable Learning, how to use the system, and then spend some time on some tips and tricks. You can skip this video at any time, and you can get this video and lots of other help from the help menu, including instruction manual, advice on how to flip, and access to our teacher forum. So let's get started. What is flipped classroom teaching? Well, flipped classroom teaching is basically saying instead of doing traditional lectures where we have people in the classroom listening to a lecture, they're doing passive learning in the lecture while the teacher's there, they go home and they work on active stuff but there's no one to help them. Flipped classroom switches this around. So instead we're going to move the things to the opposite side. So we're going to solve problems in an active way in the classroom and have the teacher there to help out the students. When they go home, they'll listen to the lecture, watch it online. It's passive, but at least we're not wasting the teacher's time. Now, usually you only have one teacher in the classroom, so this doesn't scale up very well. So instead, when you do this active teaching in flipped classroom, you usually switch this around. So students spend most of their time working with their peers in the classroom with the teacher there to help them out. Now, scalable learning takes us a few steps further. We're going to continue to have active problems in the classroom, working with your peers, but now we're going to provide interactive lectures online. So now the preparation time the students spend at home is going to become active as well. In addition, we're not going to have that be alone. They're now going to do this online with their peers, using the ability to make comments online and vote for each other's questions. And we're going to help prepare the teacher for the classroom. So we're going to use the online information to help the teacher know where the students need help when they come to the classroom. So how important is active learning? Well, there was a great study in 2011 that compared students who got good lectures to students who did active peer instruction in the classroom. And they found that the effects of switching from good lectures to active peer instruction were very dramatic. Big improvements in how the students did. There was another study in 2014 that showed about a 55% decrease in failure rates if you switch from passive instruction in the classroom to active teaching methods. And this is what scalable learning does. It's a tool that helps teachers flip their classroom and take advantage of learning how the students did online to do just-in-time teaching in the classroom. All right, so how do you get started with scalable learning? Well, the first thing you need to do is prepare your material. Develop your in-class questions and your online lecture material. Then you need to produce it. So you're going to go in and record your lectures. And you can record these in a bunch of different ways. We have lots of teachers who record their computer screens. We have some who record writing down on a piece of paper. We even have some who go out on the roof of their house to record physics lectures. You don't need a recording studio. All you need is a quiet place and a decent microphone. After you've gone ahead and recorded your material, you bring it into Scalable Learning where you can add interactivity to the material. Now, when you want to go into the classroom and teach, you're going to first go and review the students' online progress to see how they did on the online material, and you can use this to focus your in-class review. By doing this, you can free up a lot of time in the classroom for more active teaching. All right, so let's see how you get started creating a course, adding a video, and inserting quizzes in Scalable Learning.
So to get started, create a new course, go to My Courses, and choose New Course. You can now define the course, including a short name, the course name, and the full description. When you're ready to create the course, go ahead and click Create Course. You now have an empty course. You can see in the course contents list, there's nothing there. To add a video, we're going to go ahead and click Add Content, and we're going to choose that we want to insert a video. Now, to insert a video, we need to put in the title of the video and give the URL for the video. So here's the title. And for the video URL, I need to get the location of the video online. So for this video, I'm going to go to YouTube. So here's the video I want to insert in YouTube. To get the URL for the video, I'm going to click on Share down here, and you can see that YouTube just gives me the URL right here. To access it, I'm just going to choose Copy to take that URL, and now I can put it into Scalable Learning. So I go back to Scalable Learning, and I just paste in the URL to the YouTube video and click Save. Now Scalable Learning shows me the video, and I can go ahead and insert my quiz question. To insert my quiz questions, I need to go to the point in the video where I want the quiz question. So I'm going to go ahead and play through the video until I get to the quiz question. So here's where I want the question in the video. I'm going to go ahead and click Add Video Quiz here. Now the type of video quiz I want is an on-video quiz here because the question options were already in the video itself. And I want to have one with just one answer because there's only one correct answer to this quiz, so I'm going to choose one answer. I can now go ahead and put in the title of the question below here. And to let the students click on the video to choose the options, I'm just going to double click on the video where I want each option to be. So for the first answer here, I'm going to go ahead and type in what the answer is the students are choosing. And since this is not the correct answer, I'm not going to choose correct answer. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in an explanation for why the question is wrong to help students out if they don't get the answer right. And I can close this question. Now I'm going to go through and define the rest of the places for the student to click in the video here. So here's the second one. So this answer here is the correct answer, so I'm going to go ahead and check correct answer. And I'm going to remember to include an explanation as well. When I'm done defining the quiz question, I can go ahead and click Done. Now, if I want to see what this quiz question is like for a student, I can go down here and click Preview as Student. When I click Preview as Student, I'll see exactly what the student experiences. Here's the video as the student will see it, and if I want to jump right to that quiz question, I can go here under the timeline and click straight on the quiz question to go right to it. Now I can try it just the way the student was. I can click on an answer, click Check Answer, see if it was correct or incorrect, and hover for the answer, and keep going until I get the answer correct. When I'm done, I can click Exit Student Preview to leave the student preview. Now, the quiz that I just entered over here, I can click on it to go right to it, this was an in-video quiz. You can see that the question itself was right here inside the video, and so I wanted students to be able to click on top of it. But what if I didn't have that question in the video? Well, say I go to another part of the video. Say we're over here where there is no quiz question in the video. If I still want to put in a quiz question here, I can use another type. So I can go ahead here and click Add Video Quiz, and I can choose a text quiz. And a text quiz will let me specify all the different options. So let's see how a text quiz works. So when I go ahead and click a text quiz here, I get to write in all the answers and explanations, and the students will see it just like this. So you don't have to have the quiz in the video. Don't forget to include an explanation for why answers are wrong so students can get some help. And if I need another answer, just click Add Answer. For the correct answer, I'm going to choose it so it knows it's correct. And when I'm done, I can go ahead and click Done. Now I've got a video with 2 quizzes in it here, and if I want to preview that second quiz, I can go ahead and click Preview as Student again. And now when I'm in the student preview mode, I can jump ahead in the timeline and go straight to that question. And this is how it'll show up to the student. Here it's a text quiz, so they get to do the same thing with the text answers. They can choose them and click Check Answer and hover over them and get feedback. Again, when I'm done, I just click Exit Student Preview.
Now before you come into the classroom, you want to understand how your students did online. So you're going to review their progress and prepare for an in-class review using Scalable Learning.
After your students have completed an online lecture, you're going to want to go through and review how they did in the online lecture and answer any questions they might have had. To do this, you go up and choose the Review mode in Scalable Learning. You can now select a particular lecture that you want to review. So I'm going to go ahead and select this lecture here, and Scalable Learning is going to load a timeline with all the quizzes and questions that were in the entire lecture. In addition to the timeline on the side here, I'm going to get a preview of where I am in the lecture. So the first thing I see is how students did on the whole module, whole lecture as it is. You can see that almost all of them completed on time. I can now scroll down from the beginning all the way to the end and see how students did throughout the lecture. So here's the first quiz question in here, and if you look at this quiz question, you can see almost everyone got it right. So I don't want to choose to review this in class, so I'm not going to click Show in Class. Here's a question that a student asked. Now if I want to answer this question, I can click on it, and it will show me in the video right where the student asked the question. I can press the space bar to make the video larger so I can see right where they asked the question and understand the confusion they had. I can now go ahead and click Reply and put in a reply to the student. When I'm done putting in a reply, I can click Post Reply and send an email to the student. The student will now get an email telling them the teachers answered the question. In addition, since this was a public post, which we can see up here, any other students online will be able to see my answer as well. I can now scroll through the whole course and look for areas where I want to review in class. So this is the sort of quiz question you want to look at. Here's a quiz question where about half the students got the answer wrong. So I, as a teacher, am going to click on this, take a look at the video to see exactly where it is, make sure I understand what the confusion is, and I'm going to go ahead and choose Show in Class. So I'm going to mark this quiz here as a quiz I want to review in class. And when you choose Show in Class, you'll see over here that this timer updates to tell me about how much time I'm going to be spending reviewing in class. Because remember, you want to spend your time with active learning, not spend too much time reviewing in class. I can now scroll through the whole class, answer questions, and choose different parts that I want to include in the class for review. For example, here's a question that a student asked. This is a really good question, so I can click on it, see right where it is in the video, make sure I understand where the question came from, how to answer it, and I'm going to choose Show in Class because I want to review this question in the classroom. Now when I'm done with my review and I'm ready to go into the classroom, I'm going to load up Scalable Learning in the classroom and plug in my projector, and I'm going to click on the in-class mode. I'm then going to choose the module I want to review in class, and it's going to show me the material I've selected. So here I've selected one quiz and one discussion to display, and it's estimated to take me about 5 minutes to review in class. When I'm ready to review, I click Display for in-class review. Now, Scalable Learning goes into full screen, so you can project it in your classroom, and it projects exactly the point in the lecture where the quiz was, and it shows students how they did on the quiz. Now you as the teacher can use this in the classroom to talk about this question and explain why it was that the answer was one way or the other and help students understand where the confusion came from. I can then, when I'm done with this, go on to the next thing I chose, which was this question that this student asked. Here's the question the student asked, and here's the exact place in the lecture where the student asked the question. And so by selecting this, I can now bring this question into the classroom and answer it for all the students in the classroom. When I'm done, I just click Exit to go back to the website.
So finally, here are some tips and tricks for getting started. So the in-class activities are really key. You want to make sure your students are spending most of their time in the classroom working together on these activities. It's helpful if you develop this material first because it makes it easier to figure out what you want to put in the online preparation material. Make sure that your online material is engaging. Keep the videos short. 6 minutes is a good time. Add lots of quiz questions, so 10 to 15 for every hour of video to keep students engaged with what's going on. And be excited. Don't speak slowly when you're recording. Students can always rewind if they missed something. It's much more important that you're excited presenting the material. When you get into the classroom, make sure you engage with the students. Challenge them, but don't judge them. You want the students to feel the classroom is a safe place for them to make mistakes and learn. When students come for help, don't give them answers. Ask them questions and help lead them on the way to figure it out for themselves. There's lots more information about how to flip your class under the Help menu online. So thank you very much, and we hope you have fun with Scalable Learning.